Greetings to all of you gathered in Mexico City. I'm so sorry that I cannot be with you today, but following the example Fernando set for me very early in my life, I'm in Doha, Qatar at this moment, lecturing and performing surgery, and doing still what I can to help increase the quality of reconstructive plastic surgery around the world. I first met Fernando Ortiz Monasterio in Paris in May 1972. At the time, he had established himself as a world-renowned plastic surgeon. I was immediately struck by his charisma, his dynamic personality, and the great joy he took in living. He showed me Paris on that trip. We ate escargot and drank Calvados, and introduced me to a lifestyle that was new and quite exciting to this very young man who hailed from Kansas. All of us that met at that first time in Paris were protégés of Dr. Paul Tessier, and we vowed to stay in close contact with each other as our careers unfolded. Linton Whitaker, I, and a few others created the International Craniofacial Club, and later invited Daniel Marshak and Fernando to join us. Even though he was 13 years older than us, he fit right in beautifully because he was so affable and engaging. And as he often described, he loved to steal energy from the young colleagues and associates around him. And he contributed enormously to our group, becoming internationally known over the years. We adopted Fernando's international travel and lecture routine as each of us evolved in our own areas of personal interest. We met as many times a year as we could, presenting to each other and criticizing one another. We competed professionally with each other, and this provided a very provocative and compelling environment for the development of craniofacial surgery at that time. As we traveled the world together, discussed, taught, debated, and enjoyed a myriad of wonderful experiences that often included our families, Fernando became, without a doubt, the most important mentor and dearest friend I have ever had, and our relationship continued to grow for more than 40 years. Fernando, as all of you know, dramatically elevated plastic surgery in Mexico and throughout the world. His legacy will continue forever through the work of his hundreds of residents and fellows and those who one day will follow them. Fernando and Leonora were a beautiful, elegant couple who provided a wonderful home in Mexico City for their family, for friends, and for the residents who would visit to use their library and be supported and encouraged by them. They were wonderful goodwill ambassadors for Mexico, communicating in many languages, celebrating fine wine, food, art, history, skiing, tennis, and encouraging hundreds of people around them to understand that life must be savored and not simply endured. I admired the way in which Fernando was always elegantly dressed. I prized his bold and optimistic temperament. I was moved by his abilities as a dynamic communicator and speaker. And it was always a thrill to travel with him and see much of the world as I could through his eyes, and to be met each morning by his dazzling smile, one that always reflected the certainty that the world would be an excellent one. From him, I learned many techniques and methods that became invaluable to me. I did my best to copy his style. I made speeches and presentations. I learned the importance of writing papers, presenting your work, and publishing. He encouraged me to be open to new concepts and ideas, and to pursue excellence above all else. It's hard for me to imagine how different my career and my life would have been if I'd not met him. Fernando, he didn't simply change it in many ways. He gave me my life. I am forever grateful. Each of us who were his colleagues became far better surgeons because of him. The renown that each of us earned individually, we owe in no small part to him. We were brothers, all of us. We were friends. What an extraordinary experience it was to know him and to be nurtured and encouraged by him. His death leaves a great loss in all of our hearts. I grieve because of a deep emptiness that I feel without him. Fernando was the greatest man I have ever known. I loved him dearly. He is replaceable, but he continues to live in all of our hearts, of course. And we owe him the honor of living his example and bringing joy to this occasion as well as sadness. Lucy and I send our love, our condolences, and our lifetime of memories of this remarkable man. Saludos to all of you. Thank you.